Recently, I've been playing a lot of Balatro, the addictive game of collecting jokers and beating high stakes. So when I saw that Game Maker's Toolkit had put out a video about Balatro, I was interested to see what Mark Brown thought about it. I was surprised to hear Mark focus on the fundamental design flaw with the game. In brief, this flaw is the fact that Balatro doesn't tell you in advance exactly what each hand is going to score, even though in most situations you can, with simple maths, work it out before playing. Now, to be fair to Mark, the phrase fundamental design flaw is not a scathing GMTK putdown, but a quote from Balatro developer Local Thunk. Local Thunk has been quite open about their choice to focus the game on moments of suspense and excitement, rather than precision, simply because that's what they found fun. Nevertheless, GMTK singles this choice out as being problematic, and Mark Brown makes creating a dramatic intro to this script very difficult by being characteristically measured and reasonable in his analysis. He rounds off his video by suggesting that an accurate score preview might be a good optional setting to add to Balatro for those looking to play in a meticulous way. And you know what, Mark is probably correct. Adding this feature could further broaden the appeal of Balatro, and could be a sensible business decision. But no matter how sensible Mark is, I am here to say no. I don't want to be reasonable about it. I'm on the side of the jokers, and I'm here to tell you why Balatro should never have a score counter. Here's the deal. Many roguelikes have you constantly comparing numbers, a tug of war between your ability to perfectly parse data and an urge to play more instinctively. How these games present the available information has a huge effect on how we play them. In Slay the Spire, for instance, there is a lot of care taken to show players accurate numbers. The damage values of your cards change in real time to reflect buffs and debuffs, and your relics have clear labelling to show you when they'll activate. This clarity encourages tactical play, invites players to take advantage of the game's interlocking mechanics. Slay the Spire wants to make it as easy as possible to use all your powers together for strategic combos. Balatro sets its stage in a different manner. Much has been made of the way it uses the aesthetic and sensation of gambling, and I think a key part of this is the idea of luck and risk. Where a game like Slay the Spire encourages deliberation, Balatro encourages you to take a risk, to feel rather than to calculate. Although you can make huge scores, the real reward is the sensation, the show. Every time you press the play button, as the cards bounce up to be counted, the slot machine notes climbing higher, fire blooming with mania, again the cards re-trigger, again. This is Balatro showing you how to play, how to feel, as if you're making your own luck, as if your score is nothing but a measure of your impulse. You must sense your deck's potential instead of calculating it, because the numbers can only take you so far. Between rounds in the shop, sensible decision making is overcome by the desire to spend. Booster packs inside which an important card is surely nestled. Joker more shiny than any you've ever seen. Balatro keeps tempting you to push your luck. As the antes increase, your House of Cards architecture warps further, and the numbers stretch closer to infinity. Cryptids, black holes, fives of a kind. There is a reason why your traditional deck needs the support of tarot cards, needs bolstering by unknown cosmic forces. The row of jokers almost say, "Don't be too rational, this is not the time for counting. We're beyond that now. You can trust us. Just press play." That's how it feels to play Balatro. And sure, there have been times when the pressure was on, when I've been down to my last hand or taking a stupid risk for a cash bonus. Maybe I've been facing off against the needle. In these desperate circumstances I have, I admit, often tried to calculate my potential score. But these are not normal situations. This is me with my back against the wall, and my careful adding up only adds an extra layer of tension. I'm on the edge of failure, staring into the grinning faces of my jokers and doubting my grip on sanity and basic mathematics. More than once I've accepted my fate, written myself off and glumly hit the play button, only to have some mod I'd forgotten about save the day, like a trick pulled from a sleeve. Yet another example of the surprise and thrills that define Balatro, the tension and release that exist in each hand. Being unsure of your score is a key part of all this. As you get towards the end of each run and the calculation for your score gets more complicated, Balatro isn't suggesting you should take a minute and grab a calculator. It wants you to embrace the chaos and enjoy the ride. Only with sheer belief can we close that gap between thinking we can beat the stake and actually making it happen. And after that, there's always a next challenge, always a higher number. And hey, if you made a mistake, you fell short in the end, well don't worry, things go wrong, but it's all part of the show. It's not a trick without suspense. So that's why I don't think Balatro should back down on its vision. Those who have to know things in advance can go ahead and tab out to their spreadsheet. The rest of us will be right here in the moment, living the best Balatro experience, throwing caution to the wind and making our own luck.